Alright guys, if you've been following the channel, you'll know that we bought a 1993 F350 with a 460 gas in it. Figured to give you guys an update on it. Right now there's a lot of things kind of going on in the background while we don't have a truck. So, number one, we need to get the ownership in our name, and currently the vehicle is on the road and has a proper smog test done to it. You can't transfer ownerships in California, as we were told by the DMV while we were there, without doing a smog test on it. So emissions keep getting tighter and tighter down in California, so it's difficult to get this old girl to pass, but we can't get it to switch ownerships until it gets passed again, unless it is done 3 months before the renewal date. So I think that is the end of April, if I can remember right. So we have two choices. We can wait until the end of April and get the ownership transferred over to us, or Jose has to get it to pass an e-test before then so we can get the ownership. Once we have the ownership, we can start taking care of getting the truck shipped to the border. While the truck's getting shipped over to the Queenston-Lewiston Bridge, there's a military base there, camp out there, lock, gate, and key where we can store the truck. We'll be taking care of the paperwork. So we'll get the ownership, we'll put it in our name. We can give that to the border along with the sales receipt, everything else involved with that. They can take care of the paperwork. Once they give us the okay, we can go to the border and drive the truck home. So that's where we're at right now. I looked into shipping it by rail. I looked into shipping it all the way to our house, all the way to the border. It's less expensive if we get it shipped just to keep it within the state, so that's what we're doing. We're saving a pile of money there, and we want to show you guys what it takes to get it across the border at the same time. So that is either about 3 weeks away. It takes about a week to go across the country, or it could be a couple months away depending on the smog test. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we're trying to decide what to do with the truck. The 460 is a great engine, old, it's bulletproof. You can wake them right up. You can put a cam in it, and they could be stout little motors. No arguing that the 460 is a good engine, but it's also terrible on fuel. My Silverado is older, and it's starting to get a little tough body-wise. Looking at a new box for it. I'm not ready to let go of that truck. The problem is it's a regular cab, and Stefan, Aaron, and me drove to Bowling Green, Kentucky in my regular cab, and it's also a manual, and it wasn't much fun. So we thought, you know what, let's build an old OBS Ford, and nice crew cab where somebody could be sleeping in the back, we can keep each other awake. It's a little more comfortable for pulling the Audi around, and we're expecting to do some long distance hauls in this truck. Don't think we're gonna go manual on this one. I just wanna stick it in drive and go. I've got a manual truck, we've got a manual Audi. The midget's gonna be manual. I just want an automatic. We're looking to rebuild the engine, and we're looking to rebuild the transmission. We wanna take you guys along for the ride on basically how to convert the power stroke. We'll go over the engine in detail, swapping a power stroke into something. Of the power strokes, they're the better engines, and we've made that video before. Everything wrong with the 7.3, check those out. We don't see too many of them around anymore because the bodies have long rotten away. We're stuck with the 6.0s and the 6.4s and the 6.7s. So we're not swapping any of those out of the question. I thought about a DT 466 and another great engine. I had one of those in my 4900 Internationals. Great engine. That was a 20,000 pound truck with crane, welder, all that fun stuff when I was doing mobile maintenance. And that's what really got me into the diesels in the first place, because it got the same mileage as my 6-liter gas Silverado. Pathetic. So we're going for more fuel efficiency and a comfortable ride. We are not gonna swap in a 2-stroke Detroit. We have a number of those engines available to us, but it's too loud, impractical. We just want a nice cruiser, make it as reliable as we can. We found a power stroke engine already, thanks to VNR. Tuesday's got a couple of them as well. I got a call today and said, Rich, we got a 550 in the yard that you might want to come and take a look at. So this is a 02, I believe. I think they towed it here and it was right out of fuel. I don't know, it's running, but it's still 2-wheel drive. So ideally we'd like a 4-wheel drive. Started. The gauges, they're on a toggle switch. But idle, it sounds pretty good. 336,000 kilometers on it. the way we're able to make content is if we're able to partner with those rather than having to buy the engine and rebuild it anyway. So now we're looking for what transmission to put it behind it. Unfortunately, it had an E40D that was just freshly rebuilt. There's a $2,000 receipt in the glove box when we get the truck. Unfortunately, that is a Ford transmission and the bell housing pattern does not bolt up to the international plate on the back of the engine. So there's adapter plates to hook up an Allison. Allisons are great transmissions. We need a 4-wheel drive. Don't know whether we're gonna go to a 4R100. If we come across one of those, I have a lead on one. We might just stay with that because the transfer case from the E40D should bolt right up to a 4-wheel drive 4R100. Now the only difference is the output shaft, but you have to take the whole transmission apart to get at it. So if we can find a 4R100, we'll probably go that route. We'll probably still head back over to Joe's transmission and get that rebuilt so you guys can see what's involved in rebuilding it. We'll get into an Allison later, most likely with the Duramax, that's going into the C10. So we're gonna get the Duramax's, Power Strokes, and get it, we've done the Cummins already. That's the update right now. Paperwork, we're waiting for paperwork. Shipping is taken care of. We've got a Power Stroke waiting for us at the yard. Transmission is at another yard, which we're kind of waiting on. We'd like to take the truck with the Power Stroke in it, get it running on its own, so see what's involved in getting it to run kind of outside the Ford chassis without the key, all that fun stuff. When that's taken care of, basically you could swap it into whatever you want at that point. It's just mounts and hoses and whatever else. The issue is forged rods, not forged rods, going with bigger injectors. We want to make some power, but we don't want to have crazy power and rip up drive lines and kill our wallet when we're driving across in fuel mileage. So lots of stuff to think about. Comment down below if you think I'm making a huge mistake with this Power Stroke. Really, we're a channel to show you guys what's possible, what's out there. And just doing the same thing over and over again gets kind of boring. So we're not that channel. We want to take a newer Power Stroke, the best Power Stroke that was made, and stick it in one of the best bodies that Ford came out with, and then go from there. So thanks for watching. Lots of cool stuff coming up. More content coming soon. Again, thanks for watching. Here we go.